Alright. First card, Archangel's Light. You can read it yourself, because I'm not going to read all these cards aloud. I don't really understand it. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I don't really understand it, to be honest. It just seems like a really bad, overcosted, like, little kid card. One of these, like, really bad defensive combat tricks. It's basically like the white hysterical blindness, I guess. But even worse. Another combat trick. Yeah, pretty standard combat trick. The Fateful Hour? Not like Final Hour. The Fateful Hour thing is like not so huge that it's like really annoying to get them to below 5, but it is something you'll have to play around. I like this card. It's like pretty underpowered. I don't think that it's going to be played all that much unless token decks are really, really big, which I don't know how many like commons and uncommons are going to make tokens. Basically a pacifism with an upkeep. Costs less, but has an upkeep. And it taps it entirely. So it gets tappers from getting on your turn. Oh, cool. One-sided rule of law. I was wondering when they were going to print this. Seemed like an inevitable thing to happen. Whoa, my little guy's bugging out. Freaking Moto. Die. Yeah, I want to continue without saving. Alright, you guys can still see this, right? Alright, good. Yeah, it seemed like an inevitability to print this. It's kind of cool to see something that like you knew was going to get printed. Kind of like the enemy fetch lands, you know, where it's just like everyone's waiting for it, except way less impactful. It's a cool card. Mausoleum Guard makes one less token, but has lifelink. Not really that interesting. Permanent you control gains protection from a color of your choice, or you and all of your permanents gain protection from that color. It's a neat little trick, uncommon. Common token maker. I was just talking about how I was curious how many of these were going to exist. Interesting. If token decks are big, then the red 2-drops get even better. The first strikey guy and the Hound. Gavany Ironright. Yeah, sure. Lowland Spirit. Ooh, a Flash Flyer in white. And you can Gust Cloak something. Ooh, or blocking. That's pretty interesting. Oh, it doesn't untap it, it just removes it from combat? That's cool. So it like fogs a creature? Or it, yeah, because he's still not dealt damage, but yeah, that's cool. I like this card. Thank God it's uncommon, because I would not want to have to play around that all the time. The rare token maker, it is what it is. It's no Cloud Goat Ranger, but it might see play depending on how many token enablers there are. Oh, this is one of the very, very few cards I saw. That's pretty awesome. It's Midnight Haunting, but a sorcery, but it flashes back. Definitely awesome. Like, a lot of the benefit of Midnight Haunting was okay. Let's pretend that the flashback is white or colorless or whatever. You know, let's just compare the cards. Say it has flashback, but it's a sorcery. A lot of what makes the Midnight Haunting good is that it's an instant. For example, the blue-white humans deck that plays it, those cards being an instant lets you like pass with mana leak up, and then if they don't do anything, or if you don't actually have the leak, then you get to play it. Just this past weekend at the Star City Open in DC, I was watching Matt Baccio play with that deck, and he's against green-white Wolf Run, and the guy like didn't play anything, like he's playing around mana leak, and then Baccio is just like, alright, well, and normally that's fine, because like you're missing your turn, but so are they, because they left out the mana leak, but then he got to use his mana with the Midnight Haunting, and then on the next turn the guy's just like, alright, well, it's just two guys, I'm not under that much pressure, and he passes again to play around leak again, and Baccio plays another Midnight Haunting, and all of a sudden, like, he has this awesome board, and still is holding up the mana leak. So that is definitely something to consider, but obviously being able to flashback is super awesome. It depends on the mana also, how kind they are to us with the mana. Like right now I don't think that opposite color aggro decks could really exist, so we might need some duels or something. But if the deck exists, you know, if the mana is good and if the tokens are like worthwhile, then this card's going to be freaking awesome. But it's really based on context. This card's super contextual, whether it's unplayable or like one of the best cards in its given deck. First flip card. Ooh, when it dies, it comes back transformed. This is an awesome card. Like an awesome design. It's so flavorful. Vigilance showing his loyalty. And then when he dies, he's on the other side of the bars trying to get in. That's awesome. This card's really cool. I was actually talking about in my article that goes up this week. I wrote about the flavor of Innistrad, and or not the flavor, but the design of Innistrad, and I talk about flavor a lot in it. And it's really cool because I was just talking about how I was wondering when they were going to print flip cards that are actually worse on the backside, like that your opponent might actively try and flip over. Because I think that'd be a cool dynamic, especially if like they have they have flip cards and you have this like Bizarro flip card, then they really want to pass, you know, and you really want to not have that happen. I think that's cool, rather than like both players having werewolves, and then it's like, well, if they flip, then whatever, then like both of our guys flip, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, I was talking about that in my article, and while this isn't exactly what I was talking about, it's definitely cool to see that a somewhat similar concept is being used. Just that, like, the point is that they're getting creative with their flip card mechanic, which is what I really wanted to see. Enough rambling on that thing. 2/3 with Pseudo Vigilance. Pretty bad filler. 2/1 flyer for 3 is already good, but then it also taps a dude. It's pretty awesome. Another Nicholas. Apparently they like tapping things. These cards, both these cards are pretty awesome for like aggressive white decks. Ooh, Rare Revelation reprint. I heard something about that. I don't know if it was confirmed or not. Requiem Angel. A 6-mana angel. Whenever another non-spirit creature dies, you get a spirit. That's super flavorful. And finally, it's a dragon. I mean, I know it's an angel, but it's a giant flyer for a lot of mana. Finally, a dragon is... Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm glad you guys got to watch me sneeze. So, finally, it's a dragon that doesn't win the game by itself in addition to being a dragon. Like, basically all of the dragon-esque cards that have been printed recently, in addition to being a dragon, which is already like a really awesome thing from a flavor perspective, and a really powerful card in limited and sometimes even constructed, but then they also have these abilities that are like instantly win the game. And it's like, why would you need to put that on a dragon? I don't understand. Like Sphinx having Shroud was like the first example of that. And I'm sure I could come up with a bunch of other examples if I wasn't super tired. But like the Balefire Dragon, that like when it hits you, it infernos your board. It's like a little overkill, you know. Sanctuary Cat, a 1/2 for 1. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I wouldn't mind. I don't know, flavor-wise, it being a 1/2 is a little weird. You know, it would have been cool, but a lot more complicated. Again, like, this is a nice, clean design. What's the flavor? Cats prowl the corridors of Evason's churches in search of devils or signs of their mischief. When I think cats, I think, like, rats and fish and milk. Not, demons. That's weird. Well, what I was gonna say is, it'd be cool if it was like an O1, since cats are tiny, that, like, if it ever fought a small creature, it killed it, or something, or maybe a 1/1 that whenever it fought something with 1 power, then it dies. You know, the 1 power thing dies. I don't know. Just something like more cool would have been nice, but I understand that, you know, you need vanilla cards and simple cards, and this is like a pretty basic filler design, which I'm fine with. Seance at the beginning of your... That is super awesome flavor-wise. It doesn't even, like, give it haste, so it just comes into play and then is exiled. Am I reading that right? That's a little awkward. I'm actually going to zoom in a little. because why not? Yeah, so it's like a pretty Johnny Timmy, like build around me fun card. You can like block with the guys and use comes into play or leaves play triggers. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's awesome from flavor perspective. 3/2 flying first strike flyer, pretty awesome. It's like really good limited card, or not really good, but like very necessary limited card, very standard limited card. Seems pretty cool. Skillful lunge. Another combat trick. White has a lot of combat tricks. In this set they have spare and moment and something else. And then in this set, this is like the third one we've seen already. I guess we're almost done with the white, but still. This one's pretty good. We'll probably see play. Sudden disappearance. Oh, it's one of the cards I saw. It blinks everything of somebody's. This is a cool card. It has a lot of cool applications, like to blink all your own stuff. You can... Okay, so some like basic applications, right? And I'm mostly thinking limited here, because I don't think I'm going to construct with this. Just costs too much, I think, but you never know. So you can use it to... Wait, at the beginning... Whoa. I thought it was the beginning of the next end step. Oh, it is. Okay, good. I read it right the first time and then reread it wrong. Anyway, he is cool because you can use it as a falter. That is to attack through it all. Or you can just attack with all your guys and then target yourself and give all your guys like vigilance. Or you can use it to kill tokens, like spider spawning tokens, or, you know, the soldier and spirit tokens. Or you can use it to make an enchantment fall off. And you can use it for comes into play abilities. I think I got the most basic uses for it. Seems good. It's like definitely a card that you would like get third pick or something like that and then try and build around it. Because remember, we're drafting this set first and then 2 Innistrad packs. I always forget that. So you can see this like 3rd or 4th or whatever, and then really try and build around it, which is pretty cool. This is one of the cards I saw also. It's pretty annoying. I guess it's like another card to help these white weenie type decks to actually fight the control decks. Specifically in Legacy is what I was thinking about for this guy. Or girl, I guess. Is that a girl? He's got a womanly figure. Yeah, it's like a really frustrating card. I hate these like prison-esque cards. But it's a good design. It's clean. It's flavorful, I guess. But it's a simple legend. It's pretty cool. And, like, the white legends, like, if they cost too much, then they're just going to be crappy. And it's hard to make a cheap card flavorful without being too good. So this is like a card that really, really walks the line from a design perspective. Or designing it, you're walking the line. And I think they did a good job. I like that card from a design perspective. Not looking forward to playing against it, though. Thraben Doomsayer. Grey Ogre makes a guy. If you're almost dead, it double anthems you. Wow. This seems like one of those cards that is going to be really annoying to deal with in Limited. Don't know what else to say. Don't think it's constructible, but you never know. But it's a total limited bomb, so there's that. One thing I also thought about when I first saw this card, because I have seen this one before, is thank God it's legendary, because if this ability was stacking, it'd be really, really frustrating. Like, yeah, you can play this and Lodestone Golem or whatever, but if you could play like one of these on turn 1 with a Chrome Mox and then another one or whatever, that'd be really frustrating. Is this the last card? It stops on T. Weird. Did they forget that there's like a bunch of more alphabet? Alright, Grizzly Bear that taps the exile creature card. Cool. Something you can do in Limited with the new persist, to counter the new persist. It's got what's that ability called that it stops? I'm looking at the chat. They're talking about Glow Rider. Undying. Thank you. Undying, the new persist. Yeah, and I guess you can use it to like get rid of things for the Stitch Drake makeshift Mauler cards, and for Gnaw of the Bone and Spider Spawning, and for Unburial Rites. Yeah, there's a lot of cool applications for this in Limited. I don't know if it's constructible, obviously, but it fills a good niche and in Limited, and it's uncommon, so you don't have to like deal with it all the time. And it's a 2/2 for 2, so you're happy to play it. Alright, and that is white. Ta-da! Ta-da! I know that wasn't the best analysis. I know I kind of stumbled over my words a bunch, but I'm exhausted, so give me a frickin' break.